Okay, I just wanted to read four. They're short, you know. Well, no, actually three. I'm sorry, three. What they are basically messages that Maria Simma, and that's a picture of her. I wanted to show you what she looked like in case you didn't know. She died in 2004, so she lived to be pretty old. But these are the exhortations and warnings that were given to her by the Holy Souls. Okay, and their messages basically for us. Okay. So anyway, the last one I put on was about the good use of time, right? And I want to just do these three. About graces toward holiness, that's one. And then about speaking at the right time and about reverence before God. So these are, they're little, but they're important. Okay? So these are messages from the Holy Souls to Maria and to us. Treasure far more the graces to become holy. This is about graces toward holiness. It was the goal of all of God's holy functions. This grace brings to you God's friendship and heightens it. It makes you similar to God. It gives love between same and same. Being a child of God makes you related to Him. It gives you a share of Christ's dignity as Son. It makes you connected with God. It lends our participation in the godly nature. As God's child, you live God's holy and wonderful life. The grace to become holy is, after all, God's living stream of life, which floods from Him and through you to all others. You are part of God's nature, of His mystery-filled nature. God's eye through which you look is your faith. God's hand with which you reach is your hope. God's heart out of which you live is your love. In these three lies something of God's sacred sight, of God's providence, of God's bottomless love, and thus they are also God's virtues. The grace of God, which brought such greatness to others, will also be granted to you. If only you do not lose trust in it, think about it often and pray that you can always learn to understand better what immense treasure we carry in our souls with the graces to become holy. And of course, this means spiritual development and growth and becoming like God. Okay, here's another one. About speaking at the right time. The expression exists, speaking is silver, silence is gold. Yes, but speaking can also become gold. Today, good Christians are silent too often. How much good can come about and how much evil be avoided with good words. It would not have gone so far with the decline in faith in our church if one had stepped in more strongly against this unending modernization in our church. Exactly. Yes, man's fear today is great. How heavily will it have to be answered to when one sees clearly that this or that leads to the abyss, and one stays silent, even though one could speak and knows what should be said, but stays silent in order not to be pushed back. What responsibility! Pray especially for the priests and bishops who out of human fear cause so much damage in the church. Many see the abyss but do not turn away in order not to be punished, not to be pushed aside. Sorry to say, so many priests and bishops walk the path to the abyss and pull so many others with them. But not for much longer, for God will soon arrange powerfully for order if people do not turn back themselves beforehand. Okay, and the last one, about reverence before God. Have more reverence for God. Kneel humbly. Do not stand proudly in front of God. To stand before God is something everyone can do. But to bend the knees humbly, that is infinitely bigger, and not everyone can do it. Yes, it even happens that priests forbid the good faithful to kneel. To this, one need no longer obey. Because of this, Catholics have already left the church, and many no longer go to Holy Mass or to Holy Communion. What a responsibility. Yes, the spirit of sacrifice must once again become alive, and the priestly habit on the street also belongs to reverence for God. Already many priests could have served where they were needed, but because they were not dressed as priests, they could not be found. Go back to your priestly and religious habits, and then people will again have more reverence for priests. Well, I mean, she's encouraging us to kneel and put our head down. I mean, in my church, we kneel when we receive the Eucharist, and we don't take it in the hands. She has something to say about that, too. I have to get to that chapter. It's kind of long. These are just the exhortations, but I'm going to do more long chapters, okay, for your enjoyment. So, okay, take care. Have a great day.